Hello, my dear students, and welcome to your online English class. Today is Monday, June the 1st, 2020, and my name is Teacher CosmeRobalino. Today we are going to talk about technology and the dark side. So it's going to be quite interesting. I hope you really enjoy it. So as you can see, we are right on the index and we are going to start the unit number 6 right here. So the number 6 starts on page number 60 and then the name of the unit number 6 is Techno Victims. Okay, so we are on page number 60 and the title of the unit number 6, as we've seen, is Techno Victims. Okay, so let's check some vocabulary before we get into the article, right? Okay, so there are 4 words here that we need to know before we read the text. So let's make sure that we know them before we proceed. The number 1 says a pay-as-you-go phone. How can you control cost with a phone like this? Well, a pay-as-you-go phone doesn't have a contract, so you have to prepay your phone calls. That way, when you run out of money, you cannot make any phone calls, but you don't have to pay any other bill. Connie was stunned. How did she feel? Surprised and shocked. I couldn't bring myself to ask my parents. That means, was she reluctant or relaxed about asking them? She was reluctant. She didn't want to do it. And they waived it completely. Do you have to pay it? Do you have to pay if your bill is waived? No, you don't have to pay. Okay, so let's go back to our main page and then we are going to go into the article. But first, let's deal with the questions that we need to answer. Here we have some questions. So we have to match the 2 halves of the question. So for example, why did Connie decide to buy a pay-as-you-go phone? Then number 2, did she know when and where her phone was stolen? How could she prove that she hadn't made the phone calls? What happened when the national newspaper became involved, and what was the expert's advice on her? Okay, so let's check the answers, and they are totally correct. Okay, so now we can go to the story and we can both read and listen.
A £9,000 bill, and she never made a call. Connie Klein, 21, is South African and lives in London. Recently, she returned to her native country to visit family and friends.
I knew it would be terribly expensive to use my British phone in South Africa, and there was no way I could afford it,
she said.
So I decided to buy a pay-as-you-go phone there to control my costs.
She took her British phone with her, but didn't use it. When she was about to return to the UK, she realised that she couldn't find it.
Someone had stolen my phone,
she said.
But I couldn't imagine when or where they had been able to steal it.
She reported the theft to her network provider straight away. 2 weeks later, her phone bill arrived. Connie was stunned to see that it was more than £9,000. Someone had made 26 calls to a mobile number in Indonesia, and one call had lasted nearly 12 hours. The phone had also been constantly connected to the internet, and someone had downloaded over 80 expensive new apps. She hadn't been in the places where the calls were made, and she could prove it. Even so, the company said she had to pay for the calls that were made before she reported the theft.
I started to panic.
She said,
There was no way in the world I could pay such a massive bill. I couldn't bring myself to ask my parents for help, and I'm still paying off my student loan, so I only had a slim chance of getting my bank to give me an amount like that up front.
Fortunately, Connie was able to get help from a national newspaper. When a reporter called the company to ask for more details, they reluctantly agreed to reduce the bill by half. Eventually, they waived it completely. However, the company insisted that they had every right to charge Connie for the calls.
As soon as Miss Klein informed us that her phone had been stolen, we put a block on her account,
said a spokeswoman.
We appreciate that she wasn't able to inform us more quickly, but we are within our rights to charge her for calls made before she told us.
A mobile phone industry expert added,
Actually, it's quite easy to avoid this problem. If you aren't going to use your phone, take out the SIM card and keep it somewhere absolutely safe. But frankly, she was asking for trouble by taking it with her in the first place.
Oh, all right. So anyways, that's an interesting story and a very interesting accent, don't you think? So let's go to the questions over here. We only have to answer if these sentences are true or false. So let's see. The sentence number 1 says, Connie was in the country where she was born where her phone was stolen. So that is true. She often used her British phone while she was in South Africa. Obviously, that's false. She informed her network provider of the theft of her phone after she arrived back in London. No, that's false. She was able to prove that she didn't make the calls because she wasn't in the places where the calls were made. Yeah, that's true. 5. She got no help from the national media. That is absolutely false. And number 6, the network provider immediately admitted that they were wrong to charge her for the calls. That is false because they said they did have the rights to charge her. Okay, so let's click on the check button, and they are absolutely correct. Okay, moving on, let's go back to our main page. So now we are going to work with the exercise number 6. The exercise number 6 has to do with adverbs. And if you remember, we have said that adverbs can modify verbs, adjectives, and also other adverbs. But let's see what our book says about adverbs. It says, read word zone, then drag the sentences to the different adverb uses. Okay, so we use adverbs to describe a verb. Okay, and for example, the third sentence, it says they waived it completely. So this completely modifies waived. So I'm going to drag it here. Then, to give an opinion or indicate an attitude. Okay, for example, the number 1 says, fortunately, Connie was able to get help from a national newspaper. So I'm going to drag it right over here. And to describe an adjective is the number 3. So I'm going to drag it right down here to number 3, right? And I'm going to click on the check button to see what happens. And yes, absolutely correct. So those are the adverbs. let's go back to our main page. And now we are going to work with the vocabulary on this column on the exercise number 8. Okay, but first, let's go to the vocabulary. Okay, so it says here, questions about the meanings of the words in red. Okay, so for example, all of my emails have been deleted. Well, that means that they were erased. They are no longer around. My account has been hacked into. Well, that means that somebody got into the account. The webcam image has frozen. That means it is not moving, right? My software has corrupted. Well, it means it doesn't open files. It's giving problems, right? The video keeps buffering, so that means like a circle keeps turning around and it doesn't go anywhere. I can't access this online music store. Well, that means that I cannot log into it. I keep getting spam emails. Well, spam email is something that you didn't request. Another way to say it is unwanted emails. My laptop is infected with a virus. Oh, well, that means that a little piece of program is affecting your laptop. Maybe you can't connect to the internet, or some files disappeared, etc., etc. I can't remember my password. Well, the password is something that you create to log into your email or your Facebook or something like that. I can't top up my phone online. Okay, well, that means that you cannot use it anymore. I am not getting a signal. Well, that means that your phone network is too far away or it's too weak. And the last one, I'm having trouble syncing my songs. That means that you may have bought something in the cloud, but you cannot download to your cell phone to listen to your song, so you cannot play your music on your cell phone. Okay, so let's go now to this exercise. The wrong words have been used in these sentences. Correct them. Okay. We are in the forest and I can get a decent password on my phone. No, I can get a decent signal on my phone. My computer screen has gone blank. I think I have a virus, probably, right? Okay. I have no credit. I need to hack into my phone. No. I have to maybe get into my phone, but I'm not quite sure. Someone is sending spam emails from my account. I think it's been hacked, not frozen, but hacked. The next one. This new software isn't working. I think it's buffered. This new software isn't working. I think it is corrupted. The next one, sorry guys. I'm not enjoying watching this video. It keeps buffering. And I can't see you. The image has been synced. Let's start Skype. The image has frozen, right? Frozen. Checked. Oh. Okay, guys, thank you very much. We'll see you in class. Take care. Bye-bye.